Hey board gamers, BJ from Board Game Gumbo here, back in the Gumbo pot, this time with an unboxing and overview of First Ascent, designed by Kate Otte. It's a strategy game for 2 to 5 players, takes about 90 minutes, it's all about rock climbing. Let's get right to that Game Toppers LLC table and see what's inside the box. We originally looked at this one on Kickstarter. We actually backed the game, and now it's in our hands. Can't wait to open up First Ascent. There's the cover of First Ascent, the gameplay, the artwork, and the publishing, all done by Kate Otte. So let's take a look inside. All right, we're inside the box. Here's the rulebook. We only saw a pre-production rulebook, so I'm curious to see what kind of changes they've made. I recognize a lot of the artwork, and the graphic design looks like it's pretty similar, although I saw during the campaign they had tightened up a lot. You stand at the base of an unexplored mountain, here to establish your legacy by forging a new route. It's all about setting routes and scoring points as you go up higher and higher on the mountain. My two kids and my wife are huge rock climbers. In fact, one of them's an instructor, and they really dug the theme of this game. That's one of the reasons why we backed it. I love when they do this. Nice job, Kate. This is a full color picture of all of the components that when something is referred to as personal objective cards, you know exactly what they look like. Every game company should do this. Set up for the main board and the player area. Look at that, full color with numbers, and it points directly to what is located on each of the sections. Fantastic. They also have a how to play video, playfirstascent.com. We're going to be streaming this one, so you can actually watch us play on Twitch. Twitch.tv/BoardGameGumbo every Tuesday night. An overview of the game. Excellent. Kind of giving you that, what's this game all about? And then talking about the climbing phase. I'll tell you, so far I'm impressed. The rule books look like it's going to be pretty easy to understand. Goes through climbing cards. Goes through understanding what advancing the mountain is. And that's one of the most important things, trying to get up to the top. You're locking out some of those positions, understanding how during the middle of the mountain, there's kind of a rest break area there. The follow phase and re-rack phase. I'll have to remember about that. It's been a while. The different objectives, some of them are shared, and then you have your own personal goals, how the game ends, how you break the ties. Nice, a little explanation of how the first round goes through, and then all the different characters. There's a lot more than we saw the Dirtbag and Craig Mama. We saw Bionic Woman, Phil, I think, but a bunch of these others we haven't seen yet, so that's going to be nice. Got some more characters. The climbing, oh, this is all the pitches that are around. Yeah, we don't see any in Arkansas or Louisiana. There's not going to be much in Louisiana, of course, but you know, Texas and Arkansas do have some climbing pitches. Let's see, closest one to us would be down in New Mexico and Colorado. Oh, of course, there's some in Tennessee and South Carolina and Tennessee and North Carolina. Heck, Matt may have done some of these. A glossary of what all the terms are in the game. All right, and then it looks like a solo mode. Yep, new to board games or want a simpler game. Oh, so I didn't know about this. So there's a way to make the game a little bit easier. If you know, I know that Kate's going to sell this game to rock climbers out there who maybe aren't into board games. So this is excellent. She's got a way to introduce the game as a kind of a gateway, as a welcoming game. So let's dive into it. So we first talk about, oh, so this is different. In the thing we had, I don't remember what the ropes were, but they were a little bit fiddly. These are actual ropes, and you're going to be placing these ropes out onto the board to connect the different pitches. You know, I'm not a rock climber, so they have all the different colors for the different players, and these are actually made out of the nylon that are whatever they use for rocks. Not like parachute cord, it's like really thick rope. So these are nice. Yeah, that'll be, the boys are gonna like this. Comes in the 5 different colors. We've got red, purple, green, blue, and gold again. So we've got purple and gold, can't beat that. Oh, wait, another color here. I don't remember what that one is for. We'll have to dive into the rules on that. Lots of bags. We don't have to worry about bags in this game, that's for sure. All right, here we go with the climbers. see what we have. We've got, don't need the silicone gel. All right, so we've got the different climbers in all the different colors, each with a different, no, they all look like, this looks like Kate. This looks like, from the pictures that I've seen when we were doing the Kickstarter stuff, it looks like kind of an image of Kate climbing. So 6 different climbers, different colors. Nice, we've got a bunch of decks. We'll get to those decks in just a second. Put these on the side. All right, cubes. All right, so I don't remember exactly what it was, but there was 2 resources that you needed to track on your player board. Let me see if I can figure that out. It is, yeah, there's the blue water track, and then kind of the energy track, you know, as I recall. And so we've got the tracked. We'll be able to track these with cubes here, and that's what these cubes are for. You've seen cubes like this before. And then of course, we called it the danger dice. I can't remember exactly what it was. It was like if you're doing a little bit beyond your skill, you could try to stretch a little bit, and that's what this dice was for. Obviously, you want the check to come up, maybe not one of the other symbols. So I'll have to review the rules for that. But loving having that randomness, little chaoticness in chaos in using the dice. All right, so let's get to the different people. Okay, so I remember Phil. Yeah, Phil was kind of like maybe one of the characters I played. Love to push yourself. You must roll the risk die. That's what it's called, the risk die, on every pitch you climb. Okay, wow. We've got Bold Brit. We've got Buff Boulderer. As you can see, they did a good job. There's a lot of different representation in the game. Bionic Woman. There's an above, oh yeah, so if you notice, she is an amputee right there. Cindy Jammer. This one loves to deal with sandy cracks. The dirt bag. I remember the dirt bag. That's kind of a term for somebody that just loves rock climbing. Cool-headed crimper. I guess that's a rock climbing term. I don't know. Craig Mama. Yep, I remember this one. That's a scene. You know, that's pretty close to one of our trips to Enchanted Rock. We brought Jack when he was pretty young. He couldn't even really climb much. So we sort of looked like this a little bit. Jack and them were doing some little light bouldering as young Cub Scouts. And there's Free Soloist. That looks like Matt's type style. Rope Gun. We did a cool Kickstarter video. It's one of the ones that I'm most proud of. We did it on Crowd Surfing Lawn Yop. Take a look on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/BoardGameGumbo. Check that out because we did it actually at the Rock House, which is now Southern Stone, our local rock climbing gym. And I tied in some of the images of Matt and his friends rock climbing to some of the images we see in these cards. I was kind of proud of it myself there. Young Prodigy. And the Overstoker. All right, so you got lots of different representation, lots of different people to choose from. Very nicely done. Score sheet for First Ascent. Plenty of score sheets, although we'll probably burn through these because the boys like this game a lot. The climbing deck with the disclaimer. Let's see what that disclaimer is. I'm kind of curious about that. So it says, greetings climbers, some of the colors on the climbing deck didn't print exactly right on the first try. Sort through the climbing deck, replace the corresponding cards with these shiny new ones. Hang the old ones in your locker, shred them for compost, or stick one in your pack as a lucky talisman. Thanks for the support, and we hope you enjoy First Ascent, Kate and Garrett. Very cool. You don't even have to wait for the cards to be sent to you. They did proofreading and found that some of the cards didn't have the right colors on them, and they sent you the replacement cards with the game. Excellent. Kudos. I like. Okay, so that's going to be these cards right here, and we're going to go through those in just a second. But I want to get to the big stuff here. All right, we're going to get to that game board. But now we're going to get to the player boards. Okay, so we saw the different players you can play, but how do you play them? And that's on these boards. And the boards are going to be matched to the players And you're going to have these cards that are going to be played on there. And as I recall, you're going to want to try to match those cards so that you can increase your skills. Let's see, Bold Brit. And that's what these different tokens are for. See that gear token? It looks like, oh my God, I can't believe I forgot the name of it. A carabiner, yep. Or somebody doing a skill, a face skill that they're actually holding on. There's crack skill where they're trying to climb in with their fingers inside the cracks. And slab skill. I don't remember what all these terms mean. I need Matt and Jack here. You know, on if you can watch us play it on Twitch, I'll make sure that they explain all these different terms. But what I really like is she's put unique art of all the different famous climbs that you can do, and it's included in the game with the different characters. So this is excellent. I love these full color player boards. These are really nice. That's a beautiful shot right there. Wow. The portal edge, I don't know what that's for. We're going to have to see that in the rules. Okay. I didn't catch that. These are actually double-sided, so I was looking for the other cards, and they're on the back. So there's the Free Soloist and the Young Climber, Cool-Headed Cripper, another gorgeous Western scene, more Western scenes with the Cindy Jammer, the buff boulders, lots of boulders here and there, and of course Phil with the gorgeous Vista. Nice. All right, we're getting to the game board, and we'll get to that in just a second. Let's get to some cardboard that we're going to pop out. All right, so these are the tiles that are going to be going on. That was the one fiddly thing about setting up the game. There was a lot of tiles to flip over and turn over, but you know, it wasn't that bad. Let's see how they punch out. So, nice thick cardboard. Shows a good manufacturer there. I like what I see so far. We got some good thick cardboard. Each one of these tells you what skills and what tokens you're gonna need to be able to pass them. So I'll show you a couple of them so we can see that. So look at this brown one here. That's Flake. It is Flakes of Wrath. That's the name of the pitch. You always have to have the fun little puns. And it shows you that it's going to take some water and some energy and what skills you're going to need to expend, if I remember right. What are the dots for? I don't remember. All right, then we got Crack, Dr. Rubo's Wild Ride. You see on the back side, they tell you numbers. All right, so the numbers on here refer to the numbers on the game board, which I'll show you in just a second. They'll go face down, of course, like this, and then they'll be randomized. That way the game is different every time because the same number 2 type of pitch is not going to be in the same area. Then we'll flip those over. And you won't actually use every single pitch in every single game. There should be one left over, so every game is going to be kind of different. We do have a first player token that comes. It looks like one of the pitches. And we're getting all these. Now we're getting into the 3s and even tougher ones. We've got the 5s here. These are getting higher and higher up the mountain. We've got this purple one and this red one. The Belly Full of Bad Berries and the Scarlet Begonies. Some funny names with these things here. The SAT, the Slab Aptitude Test. Can't beat that one. I like that. That's a good name. Screaming Yellow Zonkers. The Don Juan Wall. I'm pretty sure these are all actual pitches. So this will be fun for people that actually rock climb and play board games. I'm sure that's going to be kind of a thrill to see some of the names of the places that they've been to. Got the corner, Teflon corner. So lots of pitches. We're getting through almost all of them. And then we've got, I'm going to punch out some of these here. These are some of those skills that I talked about earlier. Not skills, sorry. The objectives that I talked about earlier. So the first one, to climb 3 roof pitches, is going to gain 4 points as the pull-up champion. Or the exposure junkie. You'll get 4 points for climbing 3 arete pitches. Or the Jolly Jammer. Climb 3 crack pitches and you'll get points. So as you can see, there's a bunch of different ones here. Oh, and some of these are, yeah, these are all double-sided too. So they have different ones on the back there. So that'll give you a lot of variety as you play the game. Lots of different of these objectives, okay? All right, we've got a couple of tokens to go through here that I can show you. And these are the individual skill tokens there. They're small, but they're going to be placed on your player board as you collect them. And they punched out very, very simple. There's those carabiner tokens too. Again, small, but perfect size for what we're talking about here. Let's see. Punching out some more. These look like little... So the Summit Beta tokens that we have here, some of the cards that you complete will actually give you one-time little bonus cards. So, for instance, you got new rubber, and that says that you'll use this token to count as any one technique symbol, and then you'll burn it. So, it's just little benefits for as you go up the mountain if you complete the different pitches. So, complete the different cards. And there's a bunch of these. The Bomber Anchor. Guidebook. Use this token to count as any one skill, and that's because you read the guidebook before you went climbing. That's pretty smart. Spider Stick. Gaining extra tokens for doing a certain type of climb. And then even more of these pitches. We got a bunch more. Here's we had talked about that one where you get points for getting the most flakes. Here's a number 4 flake, Red Rider. All right, so we've got a bunch of these pitches and all the skills and the objectives all lined up. All right. So you're collecting these cards throughout the game and then trying to match them up on your player board so that you can develop the skills to complete each one of the pitches. And they show the different type of tokens and what kind of move it is. So for instance, you got this face skill, which is a pinch. Now these things aren't going to mean much to me, but if you're a rock climber, you're going to recognize what a hand jam is. That's a skill you're going to use in crack climbing. Or Kate Otte and Grant really tried to tie the thematics to the actual mechanics, which makes this what is essentially a thematic Euro. And you know how much I like thematic Euros. So here's a slab skill called a smear. And I remember talking with Matt and Jack, and they were like, oh yeah, we know these terms. We know a lot of these things. Oh, here's that crimp we were talking about. Here's a hand-foot match. That looks scary to me, but I don't like heights. So it's not that I don't like heights. I'm okay with roller coasters. I don't like sheer drops. Sheer drops just knock me out. So mono pocket. And there is a ton of artwork in this game. No wonder this game took took a while to get to us. Mantle. Kate had to do a lot of art in this game. All right, so that's a good example of all the different skills. There's the carabiners, and there's the face skills, the green ones, the crack skills. We're gonna have to shuffle all these up, and of course the slab skills. So we got plenty to shuffle before we play the first game. All right, let's get to the next deck. Even more. All right, so we've got toe jam, arm bar. Yep, these are more of the cards. It looks like just another deck of these. There is a slab skill called a sloper, a face skill called the heel hook. That one is actually in the video that I did on the Kickstarter. So if you get a chance, take a look at that. Stimming, I'm not sure what that is, but I'm sure it's an important skill to keep you from falling off the mountain. All right, so as you're climbing up the mountain, you're going to be looking at those pitches and trying to match up your skills and your assets to those pitches. And then once you do that, it's time to draw a climbing card. Then you'll read the climbing card to everyone out there, and they have certain things you may have to deal with. So, for instance, let's look at this climbing card here. It says your prosthesis starts to slip. Keep movements small to stay in control. Lose 1 green card and gain 1 ruler token. Or ignore it and keep climbing with less reliable foot placements. So you lose the energy and gain 1 skill card, green skill card. So as you can see, Events would be a bad word for it, but it's similar to what an event deck would be like. These are things that you have to deal with after every climb, and it'll have some kind of, they all seem to have a choice. So the choices all stem from what I remember from the Kickstarter. They all stem from actual situations you may encounter as a climber, but again, thematically built into your climb. And since it's random how you draw these off the deck versus the pitches you have, no two climbs are going to be the same as you play through the game. And plus, as you can see, there's a ton of cards with tons of artwork. So, you know, these things are going to give you opportunities in some cases, and in some cases, negative things you have to deal with. But in any case, you're going to get a choice between two. Look at this powerful dynamo one. Build a gear nest in case you miss. So you could lose one of your carabiner cards, but gain one of those energies. Or go for it, roll the wrist die. If you gain a check, you'll gain 3 cards from the portal edge. That's that side that gives you more cards. Or if you get one of the other rolls, you have to give those assets from the portal edge to another player. So a fun way to keep the game interesting. We actually liked the climbing cards. It added some, definitely added some replayability, but more importantly, it just gave you that tension after every climb, rather than just being a collect resources, go to the next level, collect resources, go to the next level. Sometimes you have some setbacks. Hey, look, straight Euro players are not going to like that part because it's got some chaos, but I thought it was fun, and I especially thought that if you're going to try to appeal to gamers who are climbers, or even climbers who want to get into gaming, you have to have some kind of, you know, events in there to make them think about it. Okay, so last part of the decks we have is we've got some cheat sheets, little player's aid cards, very nice. Every game should have that. Talks about what risking it is, how to gain points, how to get your techniques and trades, what the phases of the game are when you're climbing, and then the following, and then the re-racking. Nice? Oh, I remember this part. So these were some personal objective cards that are going to be passed out, and these actually match up to the different kinds of pitches that are around certain areas. So, for instance, climb 3 pitches with the type of route in its name. So we're looking for routes with these type of names in there. Climb 3 pitches in and around the Rocky Mountains. Climb 3 pitches with animals or insects in its name. Sort of reminds me of that wingspan mechanic where you're trying to find birds that have body parts in them, or birds that have a color in them, or anything like that. So just secret objectives that only you know, and that you can score some extra points with that. Looks like most of them are 4 and 3 and 5. Yeah, between 2 to 5 points, depending on how tough they are. Then we have some more climbing cards here to fill out the deck. The party above you forgot some gear. That's a cool one. Gives you 2 different choices on that one. Okay, did I? Let's see. Yeah, we got to replace these cards there. Okay, personal objectives. Yeah, I guess that's it. And that is all for the cards. So let's see how the board looks. All right, we've got a shot of the board. The board is double-sided. So one side, the desert side, is going to be for 2 to 3 players. That's this side right here. And then the 4 to 5 player side is the forest side. Now we'll probably be setting our first game up as a 2 to 3, although you never know. But let's look at that. So that was not in the original game. That we have not seen, at least I don't remember seeing this picture. So we've got actually additional artwork that we'll see. And then it says to set it up, we just determine we're going to place each one of these pitches, kind of randomly kind of shuffle them around, right? Place each pitch on an empty location on the board. So the toughest pitches are going to go at the top. There's that 5. And then we'll start putting the 2s here. All right, once they're all set out randomly, then we'll flip all the ones above the ledge will stay face down, and the ones below the ledge will be all face up, so you can see where you're going. But you won't know how to plan for the ones above the ledge. And the ledge is this little area right here. It's kind of like a resting area. So you can just bounce up to there without worrying about having to put a skill up. So let's flip those over. All right, and that's the main mountain board set up. We can see that we've got the pitches. We're gonna have to determine our route to get up those pitches to then to get to the ledge and then to try to get to the north and south summit. And you're gonna get bonus points if you can connect to that summit. All right, so that's everything you're gonna get in your copy of First Ascent, a Kickstarter game designed by Kate Otte. It's also published by Kate and Grant, and the artwork is done by Kate too, so kudos to them for putting all that together. We're actually gonna set this thing up and get a 3-player game going on Twitch later on, so look for that to come on a Tuesday night. Don't forget to hit us at twitch.tv/BoardGameGumbo to watch us every Tuesday night play your games live. Also, you'll see a lot of our video content on youtube.com/BoardGameGumbo or on facebook.com/BoardGameGumbo. And if you have any questions about our content or our games you want to see, or maybe a game suggestion you'd like to make, hit us up on Twitter at BoardGameGumbo. Until next time, Laissez, bon temps, rouler.